Uh, Red was engaged to be married by a Pittsburgh native to a Pittsburgh native named Margaret Yaros. Um, Beyond that, nothing's really confirmed.
Madison
There's
supposedly
in Thursday,
Oh, Pat's got something.
listening.
Madison supposedly was seeing someone from New Jersey named Beatrice Imperato. I think her photo's in one of the books.
In Kurzman's book, that's right.
Nice Italian girl. Nice.
Well, their pictures were all over the newspapers, so a lot of people don't realize that the Sullivans were quite famous before they were killed. So the Navy saw it as a positive public relations opportunity for them to get people to join the military and join the war effort. So they were all over newspapers, and so boys started getting love letters from all over the United States. It was kind of like eHarmony or Match.com, for them. They were getting letters.
Yeah.
And so that Margaret I had the opportunity to meet her daughter when I was out in Pittsburgh to do a speech, and she said her mom was always scared of water. After her love died, she wouldn't go near water, and she always asked. She didn't know why her mom didn't like water, but it was because she was always thinking of Joe's, her
Wow.
fiance and stuff. So yeah, so that's how they met those girls. Was those girls wrote them letters and they corresponded back and forth, and then Joe got on a train and went to see Margaret, and when he had to leave when he was in New York, and then eventually proposed before he went to the war.
Joey, you want to talk about that brooch or pin you got?
Yeah. So when I was out in Pittsburgh, and that's a crazy story. So there's a priest that I met, Father Vince Co-op. I can't say his last name. Vince, I can't remember his last name. Anyway, he would preach. He would preach in prisons, and so he would tell the story of the Sullivans to the prisoners out in Pittsburgh, and they were just moved by it, and they wanted to know more, and it really spoke to them and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Oh, okay. Go ahead. He's got a bad cough. Oh,
Sorry.
no, you're okay.
Sorry.
I'll try to get you, Dad.
All right.
You okay right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be
So
all right.
anyway, just stay right there though, Dad. Okay.
I will.
Don't go far. He met. He would talk to these prisoners and talk to them about the story, and they were so moved. And then the priest ended up writing me a letter, so we started writing letters back and forth. And then he invited me out to Pittsburgh to do a speech, but he surprised me, and he had a great big gathering of people who there. Yeah, I'll watch them. Of people who had served on who had family members that served on the Juno. So it ended up being a great big reunion of family members who all lost someone on the Juno. Anyway, Margaret Yaros or Jaros's daughter was there, and she had a beautiful brooch, like a just a beautiful brooch that was from the 40s, late 30s, early 40s, that she presented to me and gave to me, and my great aunt Genevieve had given it to her mom. So Margaret and Genevieve became good friends through correspondence and emails and things, or not emails, letters, of course. And so she was actually going to be in the wedding. So they were hoping to tie the knot in Waterloo, and she and Margaret had become friends. So her daughter gave me a brooch that my Aunt Genevieve had bought. So I think about maybe my Aunt Genevieve bought it here in Waterloo at a jewelry store, send it to her future sister-in-law. They're building this relationship because when the war's over, she's going to come back to Waterloo. So we have another letter that Joe wrote, and Joe says in it, do you think Genevieve can get Margaret a job at Rath Meatpacking Plant? Because the boys all worked at Rath. And so, he was all excited, like, let's get her a job at Rath. Let's move her to Waterloo. And then he says, we want to tie the knot in Waterloo. And then he says, one of these days there'll be another little Sullivan running around to be with little Jimmy. So, and it's got Juno stationery on that letter. So you think about this sailor in his rack, thinking about hoping to come back and get married and have babies. It's really emotional. But that letter really always gets to me.
Do you want to come back, Jim?
Yep. Want to come back? Or are you ready to head out?